This podcast is part of the Shrimp Queen Network.
Visit facebook.com/Shrimp Queen Network to see more great podcasts.
Hear them.
Hear more great podcasts.
Good job.
Thanks for listening.
I'm nervous.
Hello and welcome to this episode of 10 for Fortnite 10.
Tit for tat.
We are joined.
Motion to my boo.
You said tit.
Tit for tat. No, my God.
Tit for tat is like going to. Where did my Swedish fish go? Anyway, this episode is episode 29, I believe.
Here. Hi.
I'm your host, Dan,
Avery,
and
relax.
we're joined by Jess. And who else?
Avery.
Mr.
Obama.
So this episode,
Avery is her name.
a show wherein one of the hosts writes up a top 10 list for presentation to the other host or hosts, in this case, for criticism, questions, comments, and mostly jokes. So today is a very special event because Avery is joining us as our
You guys
first
come closer.
full-on guest presenter. That probably sounded weird. A full-on guest presenter. So we've had guests on who have had their contributions to lists, etc. But Avery is the first one to fully write a list.
You know how it be, baby.
So it's the first time that Jess and I are both on an episode and neither of us is presenting anything.
Thank God.
Thank you, honestly.
Kidding.
Do you know how much I struggle being like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? And then day of, I'm like, Disney?
You know, I actually, behind the scenes, I was going to do conspiracy theories.
So take the fuck over.
No, I already told him this. I was going to do conspiracy theories.
He told me.
And then I listened to the podcast and you were like, musicals? And I was like, you know, this is easier anyway, so let's just do musicals.
Yeah, he said that. He was like,
The
are you
more
gonna do
I
musicals?
started-
And you're like, no, because I know too much about them. Really.
No, and not know too much. I was just like, I've
Like,
been
that's
around
the
musicals
point.
my whole life.
But that's like the point. You're telling us something that you know about.
And are passionate about.
You should.
Not
And if you're not
anymore. I
passionate
changed
about
my mind.
passionate
musicals,
about it. You just graduated.
oh fuck.
Yeah.
Did you catch that last week Jess almost said where you graduated from?
Yeah, she was like,
I was like, from high school.
High school.
A school.
Yes. Okay.
I'm warming up, guys.
Mormon. Jess. Mormon.
What?
That's a clue as to where Avery graduated from.
What are you talking about?
The Mormon Academy.
He said, I'm warming up because I have a heating pad on because this bitch threw her back out.
Because you're an old lady.
Thank y'all.
I'm Mormon.
Stop. Okay. Do
Stop.
we want to start?
Mormon.
I would love to start.
Is Trolls on your list?
No, I wish.
Alright, is it? Can you tell us if it is musicals, movies?
It's just stage musicals.
Thank you.
That sometimes are movies.
I was gonna say, were they like adaptions of?
Does the adaptation
yeah.
affect your opinion of the musical?
Sometimes, but I didn't really focus on that. I just like
Well, let us know if
sometimes
it
would
does
say
have
if
a
it was
film
turned.
adaptation,
Yes, I will.
or if it was
I mentioned the stars in the show that are notable, and some of them are in the movie.
Yeet.
I mean, like Rent, when they made the movie like 10 years after the show premiered, so they all were way too old to be those characters at that point.
Rent is not going to be on her list.
Yeah, I really hope that
if
Rent isn't
Charlie
on this
and
list.
Emily were here, then yeah, we could.
Okay, here we go.
Number 10, Rent.
Wait, no, she has to do her honorable mentions, which she said Dan are more than her regular list.
Because
Yeah, she
I'm
told
a
me and I
passionate
don't
gal.
care.
Okay, a definition of musical is a musical. Let me just say. It's a musical.
Did you learn that at school?
Yep, that's the only thing I learned it. I always said it.
I mean, you're allowed to say it. We just didn't want to say
I graduated from AMDA.
We just don't
Represent.
it. Yeah, because we
And
didn't
I'm
have your
actually going to say
consent.
the alums that come.
I just don't want you to get murdered.
Right, yeah.
I don't know.
Please cancel me. Okay.
Other than you.
Honorable mentions include Wicked, Rent, Cats, Pippin, Young Frankenstein, Little Shop of Horrors, Into the Woods, Once on This Island, Aida, The King and I, Hair, Dogfight, Falsettos, Les Mis, In the Heights, Hamilton, and many more.
Are you shitting me? Les Mis and Pippin are on your fucking
16?
list?
No.
16?
I forgot about them. There's so many, Jess. There's no.
You mean
I could have
on
done
your list?
No,
And
because
Cats?
Bernadette Peterson.
What the?
The dancing? Do you see the dancing in that?
Bernadette Peters. I said Peterson.
No, Into the Woods is...
Okay.
I like it, but I can't listen to
Are
it
you going
anymore.
by, like, original casts as well? Like, the height of it being, like...
No. Well, for one of them, there's a bunch of
Well, good, 'cause
revivals
I
with a
feel
bunch
like
of stars.
Okay.
I can now do my list of top 10 musicals and probably not have any overlap with Avery's list at this
Did
point.
you say Spring Awakening, though, in that?
No, I never was into that.
Oh, I forgot. I couldn't remember if you liked it or not.
Not really.
Okay.
So...
Numero...
Yeah. So it's not in order of how good they are. Like, it's just
How
my
much you
favorite.
like them.
But most of them
that's
are
how
the
it
best.
goes.
So
That's how it goes. It doesn't
Okay.
have to be the
And so
the general consensus. It's just your opinion.
right. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how mine goes. Do you think anybody ever agrees with my list? No. Dan often
We get a lot of
fights me
hate
on
mail.
mine.
We got a lot of hate mail.
I
Okay.
have one of like the most popular episodes, and it's about Grey's Anatomy. So fuck off.
I know we shouldn't have told you how to look at the analytics
Yeah.
of the episodes.
Okay. Number 10.
Okay.
A chorus. Stop. A chorus line. It opened in 1975 at the Schubert Theater. It was directed and choreographed by Michael Bennett, with music by Marvin Hamlish, lyrics by Edward Klebam, and book by James Kirkwood Jr. and Nicholas Dante.
Didn't Marvin Hamlish die recently?
I don't know.
Marvin. They
Marvin
mentioned him in the
Hamlish.
movie Role Models. You look like a young Marvin Hamlish.
This is the musical.
Is one of the
one.
ones.
Singular.
Singular.
Yeah, we danced to that
All
at
it
our
takes
school. It's like one of the
one.
dances, and it's like iconic.
Other than that, I don't think I could tell you much.
But other works by Michael, he choreographed Follies, Promises, and Company.
Was this musical a movie?
No, but it was filmed.
Yeah, he died in 2012.
It was filmed, like professionally, kind of, for the 70s and
Okay.
so the stage agent synopsis.
How it's like professionally, like for the 70s, as if.
No, I'm just saying it's not. It looks like a bootleg because it's in the 70s. A chorus line examines one day in the lives of 17 dancers, all vying for a spot in the chorus line of a Broadway musical.
Shock.
After the first round of cuts, Zach, the director and choreographer, asks each dancer to speak about themselves. Discomfort opens into revelation, confession leads to redemption, and within the bright, outwardly homogeneous chorus, the audience begins to see each other
Homogeneous.
outwardly homogeneous chorus. The audience begins to see each dancer's individuality. From Cassie,
No
the star,
homogeneous.
who just needs the music and the mirror and the chance to dance, to Val, a small town girl with a brand new big town body, to Mike, who took his sister's place in dance
what?
class, saying, I can do that. I think she's a bigger girl, who's the one who's like
Okay.
at the ballet, who's like, my mom said I was ugly. Based on real Broadway dancers' stories as told to fellow dancer and choreographer Michael Bennett. A chorus line is funny, heartbreaking, and refreshingly honest. So Michael Bennett actually would do like group style therapy things, kind of, and they were all told to him. And Donna McKechnie, who's a star, who was Cassie, she won the Tony for Best Actress in it. She worked closely with him, with Bennett, and knew firsthand like what his things were. Like. So it won 9 Tonys, including Best Musical. And it won
Don't
the
Tonys
year?
like not mean that much?
What year?
Really?
in
It's
the
like-
year that it came out.
Shrek the Musical won a Tony for Best Musical.
No, 8 Drama Desk Awards and Pulitzer Prize for Drama. So that's like means.
I guess
and
the Tonys
in-
just have off years, like
Yeah.
with the Oscars making Crash the Best Picture over.
But they do know when they got a good host.
Actually,
and they keep him on.
I
like Hugh
interject with a
Jackman
bit of
did for a while,
news.
and so did Neil Patrick
A
Harris.
bit of Broadway news. Anastasia has just announced that they will end their Broadway run in March.
No!
Sucked. I'm just kidding.
No, it
My friend didn't like it.
I did. Dan didn't love it as much as I did, but I thought it was really good. And the costumes.
The
were
band's
gorgeous.
visit also that won 10 Tonys is leaving too. So
I saw.
like,
Yeah.
okay. So
surprising.
it was the longest running production, and it was surpassed by Cats, sadly.
So
I like it.
Again.
Yeah. I like it because of the music, and the dancing is amazing. Like, I heard, I don't know if this is true, but the choreography in the beginning when they do like a 5, 6,
1.
7, 8, whatever.
Yeah.
It's
I know what
purposely
you're
made to
speaking
like screw you up, and like it so that it looks genuine that the dancers are messing up. I don't know if that's true because they're professional dancers, but like, because it's an audition. So like you don't get it right every time. Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like a dance call.
That's cool.
Because you get taught it right away, like that day, right there.
Oh, they change it up every day?
No, I'm saying if the dance call, you only get it that day, so like you won't get the moves perfectly every time.
If I directed it, I would make it like so that there were 8 different variations on it, and only tell them what it was going to be right before they went on stage.
Oh,
they
so they
really
like,
have to remember.
Oh, fuck.
Shit. But yeah, that's why I like it because of the music. And it shows each dancer individually, which is cool. And it's just a dancer. Cool. And I like how it's based off of Michael Bennett's experience. Okay.
It was parodied in South Park as well. In the episode about WWE, when they basically just make a soap opera, except it's WWE, and they have auditions for new characters, and like it's just a bunch of like boys their age, like standing in a line, like the classic like poses with like the slouching and like the grabbing of the arms and stuff. I knew someone who always, like, whenever she would stop walking, she always looked like she was posing for a chorus line.
Initials?
No.
Yes! Yes. I knew it.
I don't know. I don't understand.
I'll tell you after.
I don't know what's happening.
Avery knows. Avery got it immediately. But go on, Ace. Go off, sis.
Okay. So is it your grade or whose grade? I would never immediately think of that person.
Oh, I don't even know. Okay.
We've been throwing a lot of passive-aggressive shade recently with the Disney characters episode.
Oh, what did I do?
No, I did. When I said that the little girl in Lilo and Stitch reminded me of someone that I knew as a younger person.
Myrtle.
Myrtle, yeah. Like...
I just got it. I like when they go like, yeah. Okay. So number 9 is Gypsy.
Okay.
It's not very PC, mate.
Okay.
They prefer to be called Roman.
Okay.
Is that the song with... Sorry, is it the one with the song Rose's Turn? Because Bette Midler in the movie...
So in 1959 at the Broadway Theater... directed and choreographed by Jerome Robbins, music by Jewel Stein, lyrics by Stephen Sondheim, which launched his career, and book by Arthur Lawrence. So Jerome Robbins did a lot of stuff like On the Town, The King and I, The Pajama Game, Bells Are Ringing, West Side Story, and Fiddler on the Roof. This is a small synopsis. Gypsy tells the story of the dreams and efforts of one hungry powerhouse of a woman to get her 2 daughters into show business.
Hell yeah.
Gypsy is loosely based on the 1957 memoir of the famous striptease artist Gypsy Rose Lee, entitled Gypsy, Memoirs of America's Most Celebrated Stripper. The memoir and the musical focuses on the story of Gypsy Rose Lee's mother, Rose, and earned Rose a place in the theatrical and literary canon as the quintessential archetypal stage mother.
You sound like you're presenting it as an award.
Everything's coming.
My BPS voice.
Everything.
Yeah, so Ethel Merman originated the role, and in Rivals, it was Angela Lansbury, Tyne Daly, who's an AMBO alum, Bernadette Peters, Patty LuPone, and Imelda Staunton.
In the movie.
Oh, Imelda Staunton was in the West End, right?
Yeah, she was amazing. She won a Tony.
That's Umbridge.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Yeesh.
She was crazy. So Laura Benanti played
She's a good actress.
Louise.
I really, truly hated Umbridge. And I think that's what shows the good actor. When you can truly hate the character. Yeah. It's like, hell yeah.
She reminds me of the fairy godmother in Shrek 2. So Laura Benanti played Louise in 2008, and she's playing Eliza in My Fair Lady right now. It won Tonys and Drama Desk Awards for Best Revivals, and Angela Lansbury, Tyne Daly, and Patty LuPone all won Tonys and Drama Desk Awards for Best Leading Actress. So, fun fact, Rose's Turn actually started the whole 11 o'clock number thing. Like, usually the musical started at, 8, so then by 11 it was the last song before the finale, and that's where, it gets really intense. So that song started it. Yeah, and it's, one of the best book musicals to this day. Yeah, so the revivals, there were 5, the last being in London in 2015, and I like this one because of how intense the song Rose's Turn is. Yeah. I saw...
Kurt sang it in Glee. And I remember, like, I heard him and I was like, I've heard this song before. And then I Googled it and then I was like, oh, yes, bet. Mwah.
Yeah, like, we saw, in a film class, we saw Bernadette Peters do it, and then we saw Imelda Staunton do it. Bernadette Peters. And my favorite performance is Imelda's because she was, like, sobbing. And, like, usually everyone's, like, really hard. Yeah, but, like, everyone's usually, like...
more angry than...
Yeah, and she was, like... It just was so raw, and I was like, oh, my God.
Ooh,
like, because I never imagined it could go that far. And she did that. And she won a Tony for it.
She rawed it.
And also, my tap teacher was in the original production.
Seriously?
At 10 years old. So Jerome Robbins, like, he was a newsboy. And I was just like, okay. He taught Bette Midler how to tap. I was like, thank you. Thank you for teaching me. Wow.
Nice.
Here's a headline. Newsies on a mission.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
What?
Number 8.
Sorry, guys. I don't like Newsies. I'm saying Moosies.
Moosies. That can be our adaptation of Back at the Barnyard as a musical.
I love
Moosies.
Back at the Barnyard.
What's that?
That show? The cow?
About the cows?
And the pigs?
Barnyard.
I'm older than you.
The cow was great.
I'm older than you guys.
Still.
He was played by Chris Hardwick, who I think might be a bad person.
I didn't know who Chris Hardwick was until I started watching The Walking Dead. I had never heard of him before that. So...
Alright, whatever.
Oh, it's your number
8.
Can you sing the title for us?
The Lion King.
Okay, that wasn't in, like, theme with the musical at all.
The Lion King. Okay. 1997 at the New Amsterdam Theater.
Slow down, honey.
Directed by Julie Taymor. First female director to win Tony for Best Direction of a Musical.
She went on to direct Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. And choreographed by Garth Fagan. Music by Elton John. Lyrics by Tim Rice. And book by Roger Allers and Irene Metcalf.
Elton John.
Along with additional music and lyrics by Lebo M., Mark Mancina, Jay Rifkin, Julie Taymor, and Hans Zimmer. Other works by Taymor include Across the Universe, Titus, The Tempest, Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark.
So
like Across the Universe.
Elton John actually, fun fact to write music for Lion King, kind of, he went away from his longtime writing partner, Bernie Taupin,
Bernie,
to write with Tim Rice.
Bernie
so it's like, I don't know if there was some beef there at all. If Bernie was like, all right, or if he was like, I'm so rich that I literally could not care more. Is that what
you're trying to tell me?
Do you prefer Tim Rice or Tim Curry?
I don't know.
Curry and rice, baby.
Okay, anyway. I'm not going to do the synopsis because everyone knows what it's about.
The Lion King.
But it's a story and a spectacle about identity, family, and responsibility.
Does it have one of, like, the largest casts?
That is enjoyed worldwide by people of all ages. Yeah, it is, has a lot of stars that I just honestly don't know the names of because it's still running. So it's like there's no revival.
But like not even just of like main characters, but like just like extras and like chorus.
Yeah, I think
like the largest.
Probably.
Like when you see like
because there's so many
all
puppets.
those videos of them in like airports and stuff like singing, there's so
there's
many
always
fucking people.
Yeah, there's always because then you have the crew and stuff too. But it starred Jason Reyes, who's an AMDA alum, but he got into drugs and killed himself. So.
See, now if we didn't tell them where you went to school, they would have been like, "Why is she so obsessed with AMDA?"
Yeah. It won really 8 Drama Desk Awards and 6 Tonys, including Best Musical. Yeah, we saw him do a performance. He was really good. He was.
Oh my god! It was recent that he killed himself.
No.
Oh,
he was probably still a video of him singing the song in like 1999. Oh,
This Land.
Where has the star like?
I don't know all of the.
You tell me you'd be there whenever I need. What is that called?
A musical?
Is it from Lion King?
Yeah, he's Simba.
I don't know all the songs that aren't in like the movie.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
I would.
That's honestly not my. I love the song like "He Lives in You."
He lives in
and
you.
And even like the harmonies are so close. That's why I really like it. And they, yeah, and like the grasslands chant. Like when they sing in Swahili.
Can't do that.
What?
You're getting so into it, but it doesn't work right.
It's actually
you're like sitting in a chair just like chilling.
It is the third longest running show in history and has made over $1 billion, making it the highest grossing Broadway show of all time, and it's still running at the West End. They're still touring, and this year they're going to Antarctica and the UK.
Wait, it's not in Broadway anymore?
No, it is.
Oh, I thought it was still touring in the West End. I mean, it's not like it had stopped at Broadway.
I mean, they're still running at the West End.
Oh.
Right. And then I love the puppets. And, like, the thing I distinctly remember was Mufasa falling, because I saw it in 6th grade. Oh. And, like, Mufasa falling. Like, he was falling in, like, slow motion. Yeah. And then we saw Wicked and The Lion King, which is like...
Oh, we did Wicked and then...
I wish we could have seen The Lion King. Yeah, we saw Shrek. We saw Wicked, which was great, but
my brother saw
Spelling Bee. Yeah, because he would have been in 5th grade when I was in 6th, and it was really good.
Yeah.
There's somebody from SNL in it at the time.
So I got to see, what's her face on stage, but, you know.
Who?
Sutton Foster. But it was in Shrek.
I got to see my
and Brian Darcy Jones, who's also really talented.
My Glenda was
Megan Martin.
Yes.
So that was cool. I had no idea who she was at the time.
I didn't know.
No fucking
when
clue.
I was in 5th grade, yeah. And then, no, but I really like, and then the Stampede where, like, there's the, gazelle or whatever. They're like rolling over this thing, so it looks like, and he's just running in place, and it's so cool how they, like, cool. How they do all this elaborate stuff. And one girl was in the ensemble for more than 20 years.
I heard about that, and
then
she got
like
dicked.
Fired her.
Yeah.
Well, because the contract, like, she's getting, it's like a teacher at Jenkintown staying too long.
At where?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Again, people like know where we're from.
Sorry. It's like a teacher in high school staying too long.
Like tenure?
Yeah.
Basically? Well, yeah, wasn't she, like, getting paid as much as the stars? Because
because of how long you stay, and she has an equity she's in the union.
Still, I mean, she's got a good gig. You stick with the good gig for a while. If nothing bad's coming out of it.
Yeah. Okay. Number 7. Hello, Dolly. 1964 at the St. James Theater. It closed after almost 3,000 performances, directed and choreographed by Gower Champion, music and lyrics by Jerry Herman, and book by Michael Stewart. Other works by Champion are Bye Bye Birdie, I Do, and 42nd Street.
Birdie.
He failed out a lot of stuff, but 42nd Street was his last, like, big thing.
Bye Bye Birdie is great.
It is good. So the synopsis. Jerry Herman's energetic Hello, Dolly is a musical filled with charisma and with heart. Matchmaker Dolly Levi is a widow, a matchmaker, and also a professional meddler. But everything changes when she decides that the next match she needs to make is to find someone for herself. Set in New York City at the turn of the century, Hello, Dolly is boisterous and charming from start to finish. Dolly herself was one of the strongest and richest starring roles for a woman ever written for the musical theater, and famous Dolly Levis have included Carol Channing, R.I.P., Ethel Merman, Pearl Bailey, Mary Martin, Barbara Streisand, and most recently Bette Midler and Bernadette Peters, and Donna Murphy, who understudied. So besides the Dollies, it starred Michael Crawford in the movie, Betty Buckley in the Future National Tour, Jay Garner, Gavin Creel, Taylor Trench, and Kate Baldwin.
Whenever I think of Michael Crawford, I think of his Phantom, but at night time.
I didn't even put that in honorable mention.
What songs would I know?
Matchmaker.
Oh, that is that one? Okay. So when you said Matchmaker, I immediately started singing that in my head, but I was like, no, I don't know if it's from that. I thought that's Fiddler.
It's on the musical. That's
Fiddler. Fuck me.
Yeah, because I was like,
that's way too, like, in your face, because she's like,
hello,
it's like,
my baby. Hello, my Dolly. Hello, my
it's like, hello, Dolly. Well, and then before the parade passes by. And then in WALL-E, and then out there's a world outside of Yonkers. You know, in WALL-E in the beginning.
Yeah,
that's the movie.
Okay.
He loves Hello, Dolly.
That's Hello, Dolly. So it won 10 Tonys. I love WALL-E.
It's so good. Yes. I almost cried the first time I saw it.
Oh, I cry every time I see it.
Put on your Sunday clothes as well.
Yeah, that's the out there. Put on your Sunday clothes. There's lots of work. That's the song.
No, I know
Ribbons down my back.
That's
motherhood dancing.
Like,
look in my window. Before the parade passes by.
All right, stop.
Finale act 1 before the parade passes by.
Stop.
Entract.
Stop.
Penny in my pocket. Ooh, playing a little pocket pool.
All right, anyway, go
10 Tonys, including Best Musical. Ethel Merman won the Drama Desk Award. The movie won 3 Academy Awards. And the latest revival was in 2017, so I saw the recent revival.
You did?
With Donna Murphy as the understudy, not with Bette Midler, because those tickets were expensive.
Oh,
and they were
Bette Midler.
offering free tickets. I hate it when I do that. I buy tickets and then they offer free tickets through AMDA, and I'm like, okay, thank you. With Bernadette. Everyone got to sing her happy birthday. Like, she invited people, and then people stage doored and took her cake. Took a piece of her cake. So Donna Murphy was amazing, and so was Gavin Creel and Kate Baldwin. They were just...
I love Bernadette Peters in the Cinderella movie, the one with Brandy and all. Have you seen that one?
No.
It's so good. Whitney Houston plays the fairy godmother.
Oh, I saw a clip of it.
Yeah, and they do the original music, and it's very nice. So that's how when I eventually saw Cinderella at a high school, because my mom got tickets, I was like, oh, they're doing all the songs that I know. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's I love the music, and the dancing is very nice, and it's very catchy, and it's just like a classic. It's a classic. It's like a little love story. It's like the best character a female could play. That and Gypsy, in Gypsy.
This makes you want to go scoot, scat, scoot that, boot that.
Snap them fingers.
So number 6.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more. Sing it out.
West Side Story.
Yes.
Oh, but we were already snapping.
Yep. You guys just predicted it. At 1957. In 1957 at the Winter Garden Theater.
Yeah, they're making a movie with Ansel Elgort.
And the 17-year-old. She's amazing. If you look her up, she's 17-year-old playing Maria. Directed and choreographed by Jerome Robbins. Music by Leonard Bernstein and lyrics by Stephen Sondheim. And book by Arthur Lawrence. So, does everyone know?
Yeah, it's only just out of reach on a bus down the street.
Knives.
So, West Side Story remains one of American musical theater's most revolutionary and most loved treasures.
Nice.
So, it's starring Cheetah Rivera, Larry Kent, Carol Lawrence, and Debbie Allen in the revival. It won 2 Tonys, including Best Choreography, which I was surprised, but the 1961 film won 10 Academy Awards.
The Best Choreography was great.
No, I'm surprised that it didn't win more.
Oh, more. Oh.
Sorry.
The music is amazing.
This has to do with this musical.
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy. Catherine Jackson's mother, Catherine Avery. She played
Rizzo.
I think I knew that.
What's her name on Broadway?
Maria?
No, not Maria.
The other one, Anita?
Anita? Yes.
She's like, a boy like that.
Yeah.
She's Puerto Rican?
I think she's half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
I just
then it's acceptable.
Look it up on
she's been in other shows,
Wikipedia, and I wrote West Wide Story.
With Wide Story? So it had 4 revivals in the upcoming film, 2019. And the Kushner actually plans to keep the story closer to the original Broadway musical than the film. Because there are aspects of urban life that weren't touched in the 1961 movie that we are focusing on.
Played by, Debbie Allen. I'm going to find out.
Yeah, so Rachel Zegler is the 17-year-old. She's really good. Nice. It is a major class. Jesus.
Sorry, real quick, she was also...
Oh my God, a major classic.
In Fame. The TV.
And the dancing is phenomenal.
I was in Fame.
God. I remember...
I want to live forever.
Two of my classmates did a song from that.
What song?
Let's play they made a duet. Play a love. See, we'll need a violins to play a love. So, the dancing is great. I love the dancing. I love the music. I think my favorite is America and Tonight and Something's Coming.
Okay.
Could be.
Or, yeah.
Who knows?
Oh my God. Or the dance in the high school. I like that one.
Just out of reach on a bus down the street.
She appeared in the role of Anita in the Broadway revival of West Side Story, and she got a Tony Award nomination and a Drama Desk Award.
Oh, I saw her because I saw it on Broadway.
Debbie Allen?
Yeah, Debbie Allen.
I didn't know who Debbie. I know it sounded familiar. I'm a fake.
I saw it on Broadway, and I saw it when it toured in Philadelphia. The Broadway production was on tour.
It's really good.
Yeah, because I remember she posted something on Instagram
and for this one
from an old performance, and I was like, oh shit.
So for this one, this was the one that I added in because I was supposed to do Cabaret, and I love Cabaret, so this is also my number 6 with Cabaret. Don't have much info on it other than that
You haven't
it's a
started
great show.
talking about Cabaret yet. You just spoiled it.
No, no, it's not on my list. I meant to add it. That's what I'm saying. Don't do it. So, Cabaret is really good. It's about Nazis.
That's why it's good.
So, number 5.
This makes you want to go, hey-o.
Oh, God. Number 5, we're still in the golden age. Carousel. It was in 1945 at the Broadway Theater, directed by Ruben Mamoulian, who's only done Oklahoma, and choreographed.
Oklahoma, where that one comes to me.
How do you know that one? Well, Hugh Jackman did it.
I know
Huge Ackman.
Jenkintown did it one time.
No, they did not.
Where did it one
It
time?
wasn't Jenkintown. Sorry, it was whatever.
Yes, that
Everyone knows
that
when we
high
went to
school did do that.
Sorry, a different high school.
At one point.
That one of my
They didn't do Oklahoma.
Yes, they did.
They did?
Yes, because I remember it was when my brother, who's older,
It wasn't
in
when?
high school at some point.
I was in like second or third
Okay.
grade.
Oh, okay.
At this
I
place.
remember it.
So it was choreographed by Agnes DeMille, music and lyrics
knew it.
by Rodgers and Hammerstein, and it's Richard Rodgers' personal favorite.
Like the Richard Rodgers Theater?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, Rodgers and Hammerstein have made a ton of the best, one of the best musicals. Okay, let me tell you about this because you probably don't know the plot of Carousel, do you? No, you don't.
No, never heard of it.
Carousel. Wow. Carousel was Rodgers and Hammerstein's second collaboration and was adapted from Ferenc Molyneux's 1909 play Lilium. They transferred the Budapest setting of Lilium to the New England coastline. The story tells of charming, roguish carnival barker Billy Bigelow and mill worker Julie Jordan, both loners who meet and fall in love. The marriage ends up costing both their jobs and things go downhill from there. Billy's desperation makes him violent against those he loves most and drives him to commit crimes in order to provide for his family. When Billy falls in with conman Jigger Cragen, he ends up getting caught in the midst of an armed robbery and takes... Stop. I was waiting. I knew it. Okay. And takes his own life. Billy is allowed to return to Earth for one day. Billy is allowed to
How long
return...
has this musical been out?
1945.
Thank you.
Number 1. Number
Dan.
2, it says it because in Act 1 he dies, basically in Act... I think. I don't know. Not that.
Go on.
What was his buddy's name?
Billy... Jigger. Billy.
I was polite and giggled to myself, Daniel.
Okay. Billy.
What kind of a name is that?
Jigger. Billy. Stop.
If you want us to never have Avery back, just let us know.
That reminds
I'm
me
not
of
done.
when Nintendo tweeted out Wiggler, like the Wiggler from Mario. When they tweeted out who else is celebrating, they meant to do Wiggler Wednesday, and they posted a picture of the Wiggler, but they instead tweeted who else is celebrating Wigger Wednesday, which is horrible, but so funny when you think about it, who was posting it.
Billy is allowed to return to Earth for one day 15 years later, and he encounters a daughter he never knew. Louise is a lonely, friendless teenager, her father's reputation having haunted her throughout her young life. How Billy instills in both the child and her mother a sense of hope and dignity is a dramatic testimony to love's transcendence. Voted the best musical of the 20th century by Time magazine, Rodgers and Hammerstein's music... What the fuck? Rodgers and Hammerstein's Carousel is a classic American musical spanning heaven and earth in its exploration of human frailty, resilience, and the power of forgiveness. So it was starring Jan Clayton, and other notable performers are in the newest one are Joshua Henry, Jesse Mueller, Audra McDonald did it, Lindsay Mendez, and Renee Fleming. So before the Tonys, I think, because it doesn't say any Tonys, it won 8 Donaldson Awards. Had a recent revival that I saw with Jesse Mueller, Lindsay Mann, all those people, and it was amazing. The dancing is really good. It won a Tony for the dancing because they incorporated. I think they always had ballet incorporated into it, and like Louise doesn't even like have like the daughter doesn't even have like a speaking part. She like dances because she falls in love with the Barker too.
Does she crump?
What is that?
You don't remember crumping?
Did you guys have
She has this whole dance. Shut up. She has this whole dance with this with a guy that's like Billy Bigelow. So she ended up like her mom basically, and like then they like have sex. It's like in dance, you know, and they don't have sex, but it
Like
shows
how
that it shows how abusive he is and like how it came full circle, and it was so good. I cried during that part. It was really good. And the music
She's
is
just
like
crumping out her feelings up on that stage.
Stop. Go on.
She is
The
stomp
music is
dancing like
classic
nobody is
and
watching.
timely, and the dancing is really good. There's really good songs that are like
Timely or timeless? I mean, both can be good things.
Yes, they are a thing. Timeless or whatever.
What does timely mean?
I don't know. In a timely
Of the
fashion.
time?
Okay.
No, it's not timely. It's timeless.
Usually
and they
it's
are.
like be there in a timely fashion, as in like
You know what?
Be there on
I
time.
am being attacked in my own Christian home.
I'm attacking Dan for giving me a false definition. And
Sorry,
also, this is not your home.
I was a real, what was that guy's name?
Stop. No.
I was being a
Jigger
bad guy.
Cragen.
I was being a real Jigger Cragen to both of you.
Okay.
I apologize.
He's a con man. So, yeah, I really like it. There's some really good songs like "If I Loved You" and "June is Bustin' Out All Over" and
That's
"Mr.
a song?
Snow."
That's the
This
crump
segment.
dance.
Yeah, June is busting out all over, busting out all over. That's what we'd say. I love the theater.
June has whipped it out and it's stroking and it's busting all over.
What the fuck?
June is cradling its kiss.
Stop.
Okay. Number 4 is "Next to Normal."
I'm more than ever.
What? It was in 2009 at the Booth Theater. Music by Tom Kitt, lyrics and book by Brian Yorker, and directed by Michael. You're just listening to that. Michael Grief. Musical staging by Sergio Trujillo.
Faster than
Trujillo.
anyone should.
Other
Touch
works
me
by
on
Grief
fire.
include "Rent," "Grey Gardens,"
Maybe
"It
she
Then,"
paused to
"Dear
look
Evan
at me
Hansen,"
for that.
and "War Paint."
Yo, where's
Stage-
Dear Evan Hansen on
No,
this
I
fucking
can name
list?
someone. I can
No.
name someone who starred in it.
Yes.
Aaron. Wait.
Wow. Okay, so the stage agent synopsis. Next to Normal, I know you guys know this, but Next to Normal is
I
the
actually
story
don't know
of
anything
Diana
about it.
Goodman and her family. Traumatized by the death of her infant son from an undiagnosed intestinal obstruction,
Oh shit.
Diana has lived with bipolar depressive disorder
Pied Piper disorder.
and delusional episodes for the past 17 years. The illness has affected everyone in her life and has nearly torn her family apart on several occasions.
She
With
has another
subject
child,
matter
right?
rendered achingly recognizable by Brian Yorkie, yes. I nodded my head realizing that they can
That's
see.
okay.
And
You
a
tried.
dynamic, energetic pop rock score by Tom Kitt. Next to Normal is a show that enables a small group of actors to showcase powerhouse vocals while exploring pressing
the set is
contemporary
pretty
issues of trauma, loss, mental health, treatment, and a loss. What the fuck? And the meaning of family. The loss of family. So it's
the set
starring-
is pretty fucking cool though.
Yeah, and they move like the set themselves. Like usually you get the crew, so and they didn't even get paid more for doing that. They just
I just remember seeing
do it.
because there was like, a
usually if you're an
performance-
equity performer, you don't.
Yeah.
You still have to actually, as long as you're not in your dressing room. If you're on stage, your contract says you have to move.
Yeah, 'cause I
which is
saw,
like stupid if people complain about that.
I was watching like a performance of Aaron Tveit doing "I'm Alive," and obviously like, it was like the film of the actual show, so it was really cool looking.
Yeah. Starring Alice Ripley, Aaron Tveit, J. Robert Spencer, and Jennifer Damiano. So the off-Broadway
Oh, she
production.
was in Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Oh,
she played
she
MJ.
probably was. I'm just kidding. She's very good.
She and Matthew James Thomas dated for a while, but then they broke up.
My
God. Off-Broadway production won the Outer Critics
Was he
Circle Award
Pippin?
Yeah.
for Outstanding New Score, and the Broadway production won 3 Tonys, and it won the Pulitzer Prize for Drama.
I was thinking Jonathan Taylor Thomas for a second, and I was like, what?
Probably. So
Wasn't
Alice
he Simba?
Ripley is amazing. Like that performance. My teacher said she saw it and she was like front row, and Alice Ripley was like rocking back and forth crying while someone was singing, and my teacher was thinking she's never coming back from this. Like this show 8 times a week doing that. That's
Oh.
she's not coming back. But it like shed light on mental illness, which is really nice. Like it's like very plausible happening. You know, musical theater is usually like a little. Are you looking up Carousel? Is a little looking up Jigger.
Dan, stop it.
I'm not. I'm looking up Carousel.
They're very, what's the word that I'm thinking about when you exaggerate too much?
I don't know, a musical.
Well, yeah.
And I love the songs, particularly I Dream to Dance and There's a World. Those right after the other are just like,
I like the
here we go.
reprise of I'm Alive.
I like...
So what's the Catch Me
I
Falling?
like So Anyway. That's a good one. I like I Miss the Mountains. They're very good. Number 3.
Sing it out.
The last 5 years.
Oh, fuck.
Also, Billy doesn't die until halfway through Act 2, so you spoiled it.
I did, but it was so sad. Jessie Mueller was like, she was fine saying goodbye to him, and then when he died, she was like, what am I going to do? And then just started sobbing. And I was like, how do people do that 8 times a week?
Oh,
How do they do it? And
Alfie
You'll Never Walk
Bowe
Alone.
has played Billy.
Who?
And Patrick Wilson
So, wait, what?
from Insidious.
You'll Never Walk Alone. That's another...
So, the
another good
last
song.
5 years.
Yeah, sorry.
Unpopular opinion, fuck Jamie.
That is not an unpopular opinion in the
Well, no,
least.
because I know that in the movie they make him way more of like a bad...
No, I hated
No,
him.
unlikable in the movie.
Unlikable.
Yeah, like what he like does compared to...
No,
like,
he's
Kathy.
unlikable in the musical.
He is too? Okay. Because Dance Night in the musical, like, it just...
Literally, my
shows, like,
friend-
shines more
my
light on,
friend-
like, how Kathy is,
Yeah.
like...
My friend went to see it at the West
So
End,
we get to
and
be-
Jason Robert Brown was there, and she was like in front of him or behind him, and she was like, "I really like your work," and he was like, "I know." Like, what,
Wow.
asshole? So it was in 2002 off Broadway. Don't know what theater.
That reminds me
Music
of-
and lyrics.
Smiling gets me. She is so angry. I love
What
it.
movie is it? It was like, I'm a huge fan. Why wouldn't you? The Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. When
With
Wallace
Chris
says,
Evans?
yeah, he's like, I'm a huge fan. He's just like, why wouldn't you be?
Yep,
But he's
that's it.
playing a
That's his
dick.
thing.
Well, I mean, he kind of like it's music and lyrics by Jason Robert Brown, probably directed by
Finishing
him.
at the movie Music and Lyrics, starring Drew Barrymore and Hugh Grant.
Okay. Other works by Brown include Songs for a New World, Parade, The Bridges of Madison County, Honeymoon in Vegas, and 13. I'm going to
13.
say it. Wow.
Like, there's a show.
13.
or-
With
yeah,
Ariana
it's
Grande.
13.
Ariana Grande was in
Yeah,
it.
it's like the movie.
It's about being a 13-year-old like kid, basically.
There's another movie called 13 starring, what's it called? Nikki Reed and who's the lady who voices Mrs. Incredible Elastigirl?
Jodie.
Is that Holly Hunter?
Sigourney Weaver.
Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter, yes,
Sounds
Holly
like Sigourney
Hunter.
Weaver.
And
Who's the girl in Alien?
Yeah, it's
Sounds
that
like
one.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
that one. Ariana Grande's not in
No,
that.
it sounds like Jodie Foster. Yes. Oh, and the musical. No, she's
No,
in the
check out
musical.
the movie, 13. And David was like, yeah, it's a movie with Ariana
The
Grande.
musical is like an adaptation of that
Okay,
movie. Yeah.
thank you. Because
Okay.
I said the movie 13, you said, yeah,
Nikki
with
Reed,
Ariana Grande.
Evan Rachel Wood.
Thank you, that's what it is.
Vanessa
Evan Rachel
Hudgens.
Is it Holly Hunter or is
Vanessa
it the other lady?
Hudgens.
Holly
Dude,
Hunter.
Evan Rachel Wood
Vanessa
is
Hudgens
amazing.
is in it for like a minute.
I really like her.
And
Okay.
Kip Pardue.
Synopsis. Kathy, a struggling actress, and Jamie, a budding novelist on the brink of wild success, are 20-somethings in New York who meet, fall in love, marry, and divorce over the span of 5 years.
We know that in the beginning, Jamie is not 24.
Right. Kathy tells a story
He
from the
states it in
end.
a song before
Yeah.
24.
Kathy tells a story from the end of their marriage. Jamie begins from when they first meet. As the musical unfolds, Kathy moves backward in time and the beginning of the relationship as Jamie moves toward the end. They meet only once in the middle at their wedding.
It's my least favorite song.
The next 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I love that song because
Oh my
it's their
God.
only duet.
I hate it
Since
so
its off-Broadway premiere in 2002, Brown's funny, poignant, and devastatingly honest two-person production has enraptured audiences.
Oh, wait, no, it's not. 13 isn't based off the
Thank
movie.
you.
Okay.
It's
Because I was
about
going
a
to say,
kid's
how
bar
the...
mitzvah.
I was literally
No, but-
thinking, how...
no. The musical's about a kid's bar mitzvah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Okay,
is
I
not
thought you meant
based
the
off
movie.
of the
I was like,
movie.
the movie?
Because
Sorry,
I'm like, that
kids.
movie fucked me up. And as a 13-year-old, I felt like I shouldn't be watching it. Oh my God.
It's like 8th
It
grade.
was... whew. No,
has
it's not like eighth
enraptured
grade at all.
audiences around the world with its spellbinding and emotional score and libretto. I'm saying like the age group.
Oh, yeah.
Starring Lauren Kennedy, then it was Sherry Renee Scott or Rain
Yeah.
something.
She's the one
And
on the
Aida.
cast album. that's
Yeah,
on Spotify
because
now.
Lauren Kennedy had South Pacific at the West End, so she was
But
like,
she was
bye.
in the movie briefly.
Who, Lauren
The
Kennedy?
original. Yeah. The original Kathy.
Oh,
Or was it Sherry? What's her
a
name?
movie.
She was in the movie. She played one of the people that Anna Kendrick was like auditioning for. Who's
Oh.
like, I'm sorry.
Okay. Norbert Leo Butz, Anna Kendrick, and Jeremy Jordan in the film. Other stars include Adam Cantor, Betsy Wolfe, Jonathan Bailey, and Samantha Barks.
No, really?
Samantha Barks.
In 2016 at the West End. No, not the West End. Yeah. It won 2 Drama Desk Awards for music and lyrics. Fun fact, the musical was inspired by Brown's failed marriage. She threatened legal action because the story followed too closely to theirs, so Brown had to change some things. Like, Sheik's a Goddess is actually, was supposed to be,
Keep going.
think I could fall. No, I'm trying to think of the lyrics. I think I could be in love with someone like you.
Uh-huh.
That was like the lyric. But he had
That's
to
what he
change
sings
it.
in it.
Huh?
He says that.
Yeah, I know, but he changed the
it
changed
was
the title.
something else. Okay.
So it was like more, I don't know. I like the order of how the show goes, and I like how you can analyze each character by just looking at their songs individually.
Yeah.
And I like how it's really challenging to be on stage alone talking to someone.
And how you can set up on Spotify so that it does go in order entirely.
Yes, you're
That's
right.
always fun.
But I just like how like they're on stage. Like that's really demanding to just be on stage. Like, and like you have to analyze each song psychologically. No, where they are. You have to analyze like where they are.
Yeah. So
What about for the Schmuel
They
song?
appear on
The movie
stage
had
together,
like
but they don't talk to each other.
the movie had a good crutch in that you could actually see the two of them interacting.
Yeah, that's why I like that. I like the movie too because it was like another interpretation that was still really good, and I love.
And I like the music both from like the cast recording and from the.
I like how in the recording, the cast recording, it just goes right into the next song.
Yeah,
especially if you have premium.
It's
you're
satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't give
so the movie is really great. I like that.
Like it'll start with like the doo doo doo. I can't do the tune, but you know what I'm talking about. You know the tune,
guess.
Kathy's tune.
Yeah,
and how that starts at the beginning of See I'm Smiling as well.
Bow, bow, bow.
No, not that one.
Oh shit!
Not that.
Well, that happened at the end.
But See I'm Smiling is probably my favorite song.
Happened in the beginning of Still Hurting.
Dun dun.
Yeah.
Dun dun.
No, that's a different part. That's one of them as well. No, it's more of like a jingle.
That's weird. Well, I like how in Still Hurting it happens, and then at the end of Goodbye Until Tomorrow and I Can Never Rescue You, how it goes right into Still Hurting, and it's like in the movie it goes, she's going into the house, and then it's like it could just restart all over again.
Like the ending of when I saw like the movie, because I haven't obviously seen
how they face each other, just talking to each other like that. I was like,
she's
wow,
so happy.
Oh my god, I want to watch it. I gotta watch it. Yeah, like that's challenging. Okay, number 2. The Sound of Music. 1959 at the Lunt-Fontanne Theater, then at the Mark Hellinger Theater, Rodgers and Hammerstein again, and
Which show is this?
The Sound of Music.
Okay, I didn't hear what you said.
By Howard Lindsay and Russell Krauss, directed by Vincent J. Donahue, and musically staged by Joe Layton. So Vincent J. Donahue didn't really do much.
This show like pro-Nazi?
It is absolutely not. So Rodgers and Hammerstein
So where's Oliver
works.
on this list?
Rodgers.
Oh my god, now.
Rogers, me shout. Stop it. Rodgers and Hammerstein's works include Oklahoma, State Fair, South Pacific, The King and I, Cinderella, and Flower Drum Song, and Carousel.
I have the music book at home for the piano, and I can play.
Wow.
I can play 2 songs from Sound of Music on the piano.
Wow. So the stage agent synopsis. The final collaboration between Rodgers and Hammerstein, The Sound of Music has become a play beloved around the world. Based on the true story of the Von Trapp family singers, which is actually not really accurate to the real Von Trapp family. This play
They were
captures...
actually very pro-Nazi.
No, they were not. No, they weren't. This play captures a personal tale of growth and hope amidst the horrors of World War II. The Sound of Music tells the tale of young postulant Maria Rayner, whose free spirit has trouble fitting into the rules and regulations of Nonnberg Abbey. If you can't see, I'm flipping Jess off right now. Commissioned by the Mother Abbess to serve as a governess for 7 motherless children, Maria transforms...
Where'd she go?
Name all the children right now.
I will.
No, but without looking.
No, I can't. Wait, Maria transforms the Von Trapp family home.
To try.
Am I ever
First glass of wine.
Chill.
What is
It's not even the...
She asks.
All right.
It's not a glass of wine. It's a sip of champagne.
So
Go on,
sorry.
Avery.
Maria transforms the Von Trapp family home from a place of dour rules and regulations to one filled with joy,
Into a Nazi
with
death.
laughter.
And
Jigger comes in.
Alive with the sound of Das Daughter.
9.
Also, with the nuns, like, yo, you know what, Maria? You're not fit to be a nun. You need to go fuck.
No, really. Okay, so
So, which of these musicals are pre and post 9/11?
in the I'll go back and tell you. Okay, in the process, Maria wins the hearts of all
Pretty
7
sure they're all
children.
pre,
Oh my god.
right?
No.
Maybe not Bliss. but
No,
yours.
not next to normal.
No,
Maria wins the hearts of all 7 children and their widower father, Captain Von Trapp. With,
Hello, Mr. Nuts.
Jesus Christ. Let me
Hello, Mr. Hitler. Please don't invade my
get
country.
through this. With the Mother Abbess's blessing and to the children's delight, Maria follows her heart, and Maria and the captain marry. Upon returning home from the honeymoon, Maria and the captain learn that their beloved Austria has been taken over by the Nazis.
Fuck.
And the retired captain is asked to report for immediate service in the Nazi Navy.
Oh shit.
When the Nazis show up at the door to take Captain Von Trapp away, it is a family singing engagement. Wily, navigated by their friend Max, that buys the family time to make their narrow escape. Their Austrian convictions compel.
Nazi.
Okay, what
That happens.
What'd you say?
So is Max the one that the dog
No,
has a crush
that's,
on?
No, he's not. He's a little boy, and he's in the Scouts. Like he has no choice, really.
It's like Rolf.
Rolf.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. I just couldn't remember his name.
Their Austrian convictions compel Maria, the captain, and the children to flee over the mountains of Switzerland to safety. Taking the words of Mother Abbess to heart, climb every mountain till you find your dream. Starring Mary Martin, Theodore Beichel, Kathy Dunn, Ivana Leanne.
That is a good ass song.
So Kathy Dunn is Liesel. No.
Vin
Ivana
Diesel.
Leanne is Gretel.
This is
Gretel.
the pacifier.
Mary Susan. Laurie Peters is Liesel.
Right.
I can't do this.
Just
Mary
name the
Susan
actors
Locke,
and then tell us
Marilyn
all.
Rogers, William Snowden, Joseph Stewart, Patricia Niue, and Brian Davies.
My
Other
sister played
notable
one of the kids.
performers include Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer in the movie.
In the live TV, Stephen Moyer from True Blood was the dad.
I'm sure it was terrible live.
No, he's actually
5 Tonys.
When he did Edelweiss, it was very pretty.
Yeah.
But everything else, I was like,
So it had
no.
5 Tonys, including Best Musical.
Maria.
And the
I don't
movie
know.
in 1965 won
Some
5 Academy Awards. It's only had 1 revival, which is surprising. I want it down on the
only one live
and
TV
fun
show.
fact, but sad boy fact.
Oh, God.
The last song that Rodgers and Hammerstein ever wrote together was Edelweiss.
Oh, it's such a
And it
pretty
made me cry
song.
when I heard that. I was like, man, no.
It's so pretty.
So this show
Like,
is
up until that
close to my
point, you just
heart.
don't
Carrie
like
Underwood.
it. Was?
Yeah, that's why I was like,
I thought it was
that's
some rando.
That's why it was bad. Okay,
Yeah.
we
And
used to
Laura
watch-
He's a
Laura
country
Benanti plays Elsa Schrader, and Christian Borle plays
Can I
Max
see these
Detwild, and Audra McDonald. Wow, all these people have come up already.
Okay, so I used to watch it. I used to watch
see.
it.
What did you search?
Oh my Jesus!
No, keep going.
I was
Avery.
kidding. I used to watch it and every Thanksgiving with my family, and that was a lot of fun.
The movie?
And yeah, it's very very close to me. I know that if I ever played it, because I could play Maria, because Mary
Guys,
Martin
I just have to
is my
hold
type.
on, unvelcro something.
Ooh, ASMR.
You are
to adjust
16, going on
So I got-
That's one of my
17.
favorite
This is
songs.
my back.
But
Christian
it's
Borle
a-
plays Max.
Okay. It's a dream role of mine, and because
that
Mary
dream.
Martin is my type, so I could play. She played a Beater Band. She played South Pacific. She played South Pacific. Yeah, she was Nellie in South Pacific. So she's pretty cool. Mary Martin's a pretty cool gal. So I wanted to have more revivals, just so I can watch it too. I don't even have to be in it.
I
Just
saw
watch it.
Spiral Thoughts.
So number 1 is a very
Give us a
recent
hint.
musical that just came out.
Are you on Mean Girls?
No, absolutely not.
Waving through a window.
That just came out. Like, just came out this year.
Hold on.
Last year.
Hold on. What?
Once.
Gay people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck. You told me.
It's called Fuck. Heather's.
No!
Hold on. Why can't I think of what it's called?
They can't go to the
prom.
Yeah.
Prom.
The prom. So in 2018 at the Longacre Theater, music by Matthew Sklar, lyrics by Chad Begulin,
Sklar.
and
Yo,
book
he's a real Chad.
by Bob
Virgin.
Martin and Chad Begulin, directed and choreographed by Casey Nicolau. Other works by Nicolau include The Drowsy Chaperone, The Book of Mormon. I know.
I love. No, just it's just one. I love the Drowsy Chaperone so much, and 2, I think what you should strive towards in like when you're older in life roles, you need to play the drowsy
as
chaperone.
we stumble along.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And I like you're
After
not
playing Frau,
not like you're drunk or anything. No, she's like she's not. She doesn't have moles or shit like that. She's just like I feel like you would have so much fun, and you would her songs. I think you could do very well.
So she did the Drowsy Chaperone, the Book of Mormon, Something Rotten, Aladdin, and Mean Girls.
Oh shit. How is
so there was no stage agent synopsis, pretty good, because it just came out. Oh. So, that was a good joke.
Keep going.
So, it's about a girl named Emma in Indiana who wants to take her girlfriend to the prom, but the PTA freaks out and cancels prom altogether, so everyone's pissed. Emma came out to her parents at the girl, and they're like, no, cancel prom is canceled for everyone.
Keep going.
Emma came out to her parents at 16 and they kicked her out of the house, so she lives with her grandmother. And the bullying definitely got worse for her after the whole prom thing because it became viral on Twitter. Mm-hmm. The four unsuccessful actors who are told they are narcissistic find the story and go to help Emma to prove they're good people. So the principal is like on her side, like Mr. Hawkins, so he gets the state's attorney involved.
Wait, so who cancels prom?
The PTA. Oh. And says it's a law that they have to put on the prom.
Oh, wait, let me guess. Be more chill.
Why?
What?
Is that it? Is that what we were talking about?
No, we're talking I literally... Okay. So the state attorney says it's a law that they have to put on the prom. And they do.
Bohemian Rhapsody one? Oh my God.
What?
Dan?
What?
What's the musical about Queen?
Oh, We Will Rock You?
We Will Rock You? Is that your favorite?
Okay. No, it's actually Cats. It's actually fan of...
Cats. So do you really hate Andrew Lloyd Webber?
No, I don't. Okay. The state's attorney... Guys, I'm only on number one.
You know what that song reminds me of? Dan?
What?
Mammary glands.
No,
School of Rock. School of Rock.
iCarly.
Yeah, Maria.
It's pretty crazy they got Michael Jackson to perform a song for that movie.
Everyone, go comment. On her photos on Instagram.
Everybody go comment on Miranda Cosgrove's latest picture. And be sure to tag not Soldier, maybe it's Soldier Boy. Someone.
No, Lil Pump or something. Lil Pump. Because he's been trying to get on
Dan
that.
told me
Tag
about a rapper
Lil Peep.
that's actually English.
Lil Peep, did he die?
Oh fuck, 21 Savage. Did you hear about 21 Savage?
Yeah. No, yeah.
I didn't even know who he was.
Did he really gay?
What?
Really British?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
How would I know more than you?
No, I'm just saying, I thought they were joking.
Hey, did you hear a story about Fetty Wap? What was that?
I keep telling my friends that. Okay, the state's attorney gets involved.
You gotta tell the story.
Okay, so Fetty Wap, people said that my friend told me he lost his eye because he's gay, and
he didn't lose his eye.
Someone came in his eye and it got infected, and his eye is dead or something. And I believed it for
but the way
solid
you
9
told
months.
the story is that he cummed in it.
Oh, I said cummed.
Somebody cummed in it.
That was years ago.
And then what? They're icing on something.
Huh?
What?
You're icing. Immediately after you told us the story, you're like, oh no, they forgot.
Oh, yeah. Probably. Yeah, probably.
Maybe one day you can tell a story about some Totino's pizza rolls.
Oh, I ate a bunch of pizza rolls and threw up and pooped my pants at the same time.
Well, her brothers
4 years ago.
And her brothers looked on helplessly.
Yes. My brother, I said, I think I just shit my pants, and my brother walked out of the room. Okay, I need to finish the synopsis. I'm on the last one.
One time my sister kicked me in the chest really hard, so we're on the same page. I was wearing a Superman outfit, and she was laying on the couch, and I jumped at her, and she obviously lifted her leg in defense and just got me right in the sternum.
My sister and my cousin smothered me and tickled me at the same time.
Don't tickle me out too.
What's that about, guys?
Okay, the state's attorney gets involved and says it's a law that they have to put on the prom, and they do, only the PTA schemes and secretly plans their own prom at a different venue. So Emma walks into the gym and it's empty.
Aww.
because the prom is only for her. And she calls her girlfriend, Alyssa, who's at the other prom, and she doesn't come because she had no idea that this was happening. And her mom is the head of the PTA, so she's still closeted and scared to come out.
Who, the girl, Alyssa?
Yeah, and Emma breaks up with her because she's like, this is too painful. I can't do that. So after that, the media gets even crazier, and the actors tell Emma to go on camera to speak about it, but she's too scared. So she decides to make a video. This is where it gets like more like Dear Evan Hansen, the video thing. And sings a song about her experience being gay and how she's tried to change to make things easier, but it's just not her. It's just not her thing. People from all over the country comment on the video saying how inspiring she is to the LGBTQ plus community. And the video goes viral and the school reconsiders having the prom. The PTA is pissed, but the students voice their support after having their minds changed by one of the actors who mentions the Bible. He's like, you guys are all sinning right now. He really calls them out.
Are these actors involved again?
Because they got told they were selfish, so they're like, no, we found this thing on Twitter.
Famous, or are they just kind of like... Hi,
they're stars.
Okay.
On Broadway.
Okay.
And they're like, we're Broadway stars. We're going to come help you. And the principal is obsessed with the one girl, Dee Dee Allen, who's like...
I'm just saying, though, if this were like a regular high school...
No, it's really funny. It's a really funny show.
I feel like a Broadway star wouldn't quite do it. It would have to be like...
Oh, yeah.
Our school...
Well, I mean, it's in Indiana, so everyone's like...
Was Heather's on your honorable mentions?
No.
You don't like it?
I there's so many, I forgot about it. It is an honorable
She named
mention.
16.
Yes.
It's okay.
The PTA is pissed, but the students voice their support, and Alyssa comes out to her mom in front of the school. She's reluctant, but she agrees to listen and try to be open with her daughter.
Just like Fetty Wap.
The prom is back on, but they don't have money. So the 4 stars give their money, finally proving they aren't selfish, and the prom is back on. And one of the leads, the guy who's like really close to them, like he's gay, and he didn't get to have his prom because he was too scared to go. So he's like prom queen, and he finally gets to have his prom. So
he steals prom queen from a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah, well, people from all over.
Cute.
It's not in the just the high school. Like people from all over the gay community travel from different states, come along, and they dance alongside the straight people in the high school. And Alyssa.
Any in between?
Emma and Alyssa finally get their prom, and they kiss at the end, and it's magical. So it's starring Caitlin Kanunan, Brooks Ashkamanskas, Beth Leavell, Christopher Sieber, AMDA alum, Isabella McCalla, and Angie Dickinson. And for many ensemble members, it was their Broadway debut.
Very nice.
Fun fact, this was based off of a true story. Other than the actors coming to help, like this one girl wasn't allowed to be in the prom in Mississippi. As a result of the lawsuit brought against the school canceled the prom, and parents were encouraged to organize a private prom, so they did that and didn't invite her. And the school district settled the lawsuit by agreeing to a payment to McMillan, the girl. Mm-hmm. What is her name?
It's okay.
I know. That's her last name. And
really, I thought that was her first name.
An adoption of a sexual orientation non-discrimination policy. So it was super emotional and, close to my heart, gay love. And the music is catchy. I honestly didn't like it at first, but after listening to the music, because I didn't really like the music at first because I love all those classical, the golden age.
A bunch of songs from different musicals that I don't like most of the songs except for 2 of them.
I love all of them. And I love a lot of the music. It's it's dancey, and it's right now, they did a really good job of incorporating the non-dancers into it.
Oh, that's nice.
The leads, except for one who's supposed to be the Angie Dickinson. She's supposed to be Chicago, so she relates to Bob Fosse and tells Emma all this stuff, and she's
that's cool.
Yeah, and it's another dream role of mine, and someone told me that I will play that role one day, and I was like, okay, because they're that's your doppelganger, dude, and I was like,
for once, it's not a
12-year-old lesbian. Yeah, only cast as a lesbian and 12-year-olds.
The whole two proms reminds me of this documentary we watched in sociology class one time.
I took sociology
from 2009 called Prom Night in Mississippi, which is about this high school.
It's Itawamba.
No, Charleston.
Oh, okay.
It's
because this is also Mississippi, so Mississippi.
Yeah,
in 2010 too, chill.
And this was up until 2009. They had segregated proms.
Damn.
Yeah, they had 2 proms.
Okay, well,
I
that's
don't
not
remember
as
learning about
bad.
For black
That's
students
some
and one
hairspray
for
shit.
white. Yeah.
So
Speaking of
another
And so it was,
honorable mention.
it was documentary
Another honorable-
about their first integrated prom, and even though like the school was like having like the prom, and it was like a tiny school. It was only like 80 graduates every year. The white kids' parents threw like another prom like 3 days beforehand just for white kids.
That's
wild.
fucked up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's 2009, people. 2019.
It's 2009.
At the
Obama
time.
was in office. So
Racism was over in America.
yeah. So have you seen that thing where the Patriots gave Donald Trump a helmet, but it wasn't signed, and then there's a picture right next to it of Obama getting a helmet, and everyone signed it, and it's like very telling. No one likes Trump, except for Tom Brady.
I don't know if it was basketball or something that they
Yeah,
declined.
fuck Tom Brady.
I think it was a basketball team, but they
Birds.
declined going to meet Trump while they were like in DC.
Yeah, well, some
and
people were
instead
joking.
they went.
No, they weren't invited.
Oh yeah, they weren't invited, but they didn't really care, and they ended up hanging out with Obama for a little.
Yeah, people were joking about how they were playing like they knew who was going to go to the White House after. And then someone said, I hope Tom Brady chokes on a McNugget at the White House. But yeah, so those are my top
Wish him death. I just
10.
don't like him. That's
He
good.
tells his kids. He kissed the owner too, which is weird. I mean, I'm not a homophobe, but that's just weird. You have a wife right there. I don't know.
Yeah, even if it was like a woman doing that, like to
It's
her
just
kids,
weird
it's
to kiss on the
weird
lips
to,
like that.
Kiss your kid.
No, and the owner of the football team he kissed, this old ass white man. So that's my top 10, everyone. Personally, my favorite was Jigger Cragen. Just kidding.
What songs are you bopping to right now, Broadway wise?
I
now,
liked
I
a lot
can't
of dance numbers like Step in Time and 42nd
I can't
Street.
stop listening to for some reason, even though I've only seen a high school production of Legally Blonde. The only song that has been stuck in my head, because it came on like a Spotify like daily mix, was So Much Better. Mm-hmm. And I can't stop listening to it.
He's a perfect
No,
match.
None of those. Just So Much
Would
Better.
give
And I
my
like
guest
it.
clientele.
And then
It's cute for
And
me
then-
to
And then the song from Mean Girls, even though I don't like most of the music from that, I like the song I'd Rather Be Me. All right, let's calm down.
My friend sang that. She's amazing.
I like that song.
So raise your right finger.
It's just like,
Wait, or the
fuck you.
My name is Regina George.
I don't know all the songs.
And whatever. They all went to Michigan. The Gretchen, Regina, and Katie all went to University
Were
of
they in
Michigan.
Star Kid? So which are pre and post 9/11 movies?
Musicals?
Musicals?
Okay, so we have pre 9/11, a chorus line, pre 9/11, Gypsy, pre 9/11, The Lion King, pre 9/11, Hello Dolly, pre 9/11, West Side Story, pre 9/11, Carousel, post 9/11, Next to Normal, post 9/11, last 5 years, a year post 9/11, damn. And it takes place in New York. Pre 9/11,
Wait,
Sound of Music, and
so
post
does that
9/11,
mean
The Prom.
That since I was talking about the last 5 years, 9/11 happened during the relationship.
Yeah.
Is that
I
what
mean,
it's saying?
really, you can tell in a lot of the post 9/11 movies just the effect, musicals, the effect that it's had on the story. It's like a lead
you being
balloon just
serious?
hanging
No, yeah.
over every character in
Yeah.
the movie.
Oh my God, you can't tell?
In the musicals,
No, there is a
they're
musical
just,
about 9/11 called Ordinary Days. It's very
Are you
good.
serious?
and there's also
It's like 4 people, and she talks about her husband.
there's also
It's a really sad song. She talks
Come
about her
From Away.
husband.
That's about 9/11
Yeah,
too.
that's really good. She honorable mention.
But even anything made after 9/11, you can just
husband-
tell it has
When do
its
you
They were
think
married
its
for a year.
When do
it
you
has
think
its
a-
grubby little paws all
Stop.
over the plot.
When do you think a movie that is not... Oh, wait, never mind. I was going to say that's not like a documentary will be like about 9/11. And then I remember that movie, Remember Me, with Rob Pattinson.
Oh yeah, there's that.
How it's not a 9/11 movie until the last 2 minutes.
When they're like, oh yeah, it's
Extremely Loud,
9/11. Ha 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 ha.
Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close. That's
Wait,
a
but
good
did
one.
you know
Tom
that-
Hanks.
That movie, Remember
That's the
Me.
twist. The
It
twist
has-
at the end.
Yeah, wait,
it's
hold on.
revealed
the
that
one
it
with
was.
Robert Pattinson and Claire
I don't
from
know.
Lost. So it's like a love story and all, and like they like break up, and then they just like goes to like their whole relationship. They break up, then they're gonna get back together, and she calls him, and he says he's like going to meet his dad or something.
At his
and
office.
it ends with him walking into
His
one of
dad's
the-
office.
Yeah. in his
No,
dad's
no.
office.
It ends with him. He's waiting in his dad's office for his dad, and then it pulls out, and you realize it's like the
And then
very
it shows,
top
like, the date.
of the.
Yeah.
It's at the he's at the very top of one of the towers, and then it cuts to like his sister who's in school, and the teacher's writing the date on the board. And until then, you thought it was set like whenever the movie came out, like 2010 or whatever.
Wow.
And then it's like, nope, psych, he's about to get hit by a plane.
Wow.
There's literally no indication
But then there's
for
also-
an hour and a half and then 2 minutes.
There's World Trade Center. There's Elevator, which is based off of a play.
Loose change.
But like actually like about it, not just like
There's loose
a
change.
situation similar.
No, it's
Are
based
they
off a
actually
play
about
of
it?
people. It has fucking Charlie Sheen in it.
But
It's about a bunch of
saying,
people
like,
who
one
get
of
into
those,
an
like, huge
elevator,
casts.
and then the plane gets hit, and the elevator's stuck. And then there's United 93, which is
I thought that was
honestly
documentary more.
no.
Or
Loose change.
Nope, it's entirely a movie.
There's a musical
but it's like
about
based
it.
on like all like the actual films. Like I thought it was more just kind of like a.
It's a dramatization
Yeah,
of what
that's what it
happened.
There's
But I was gonna say like with like I'm saying like a movie with like big names that makes it like the most dramatic like. And it's
United
purely,
93.
Who's in it?
I mean, like no one huge, but
That's
it was
what I
Paul
mean.
Greengrass movie. He directed
That's
all
what I
the
mean.
Bourne
I'm
movies.
saying I'm wondering when
so
huge cast
the musical. She talks about like their anniversary, and then he's like, "I need to run." They had the day off, and then he ran into the office to go get something, and then it was 9/11, and then she remembered it because it was that day that all those papers fell in New York. Like something happened, and there was a bunch of like millions of pieces of paper fell down, and people said it reminded them of 9/11.
Oh. Insane. I don't remember when it happened.
Give me to world.
Oh my
Jess, we got dark. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, the
but I
list
like
has
the
been over for a
sound
bit. Thank you
better,
so much for joining us, Avery. Thank you for listening to this episode. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at 10 for 10 pod. Like us on Facebook where we are the 10 for 10 podcast. Subscribe to us on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Be sure to leave us a review. They're always greatly appreciated. What else is there? YouTube. Email us at 10for10pod@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. And of course, tell your friends, tell your buddies.
And thank you, Avery.
Avery, have you got anything on the burner? Anything you want to tell the people about? Anywhere they can find you online
Please hire me.
to follow you or anything?
No, it's okay. Just hire me.
All right.
Please.
If you know any casting directors in New York, LA,
Please hire me.
any of those places, we've got a shoe-in for, what was that guy's name?
Jigger Craig, and he's an amazing dancer. It's a demanding role. He doesn't really sing much.
Avery can crump, so she can play the child.
Stop!
She can play a very convincing 12-year-old boy. 13, too.
Probably 12 to 14 is my age range.
She does a very convincing, like, what was that, a lisp that you had to do?
Yes.
Yeah. She was a very
See, I
convincing
just pulled it
lisp.
out. Just pulled that out.
While singing.
Whoa, put it away. Whoa.
Right.
Sugar
While
gay,
singing,
bro?
so. All right.
Sugar what?
Bye.
All right.
Good God.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Shrimp Queen Network.
Visit facebook.com/Shrimp Queen Network to see more great podcasts.
Hear them.
Hear more great podcasts.
Good job.
Thanks for listening. Was it me or does Donald Trump have like sick blowjob lips? Welcome to this episode.
You didn't. Ew.
Welcome to this
that. That's
episode of.
No. Can you please keep it?